Shalom, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops who rule well, who are learned his truth from, and salutations and blessings to you elect, starting with 144,000. So this lesson is going to go into Simon, all right, who was a Maccabean, a descendant of Matthias. And pretty much, I mentioned this at camp last week. The Spirit had me mention it, and I wanted to do a lesson on it. This is First Maccabees 13 and 25. This is the achievements, and things that he did as well. He built mainly, right? It says, then sent Simon and took the bones of Jonathan his brother and buried them in Modin, the city of his fathers. And all Israel made great lamentation for him and bewailed him many days. Simon also built a monument upon the sepulchre of his father and his brethren, and raised it aloft to the site with hewn stone behind and before. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and his mother and his 4 brethren. And in these he made cunning devices, about the which he set great pillars. And upon the pillars he made all their armor for a perpetual memory, and by the armor ships carved, that they might be seen of all that sail on the sea. This is the sepulchre which he made at Modin, and it standeth yet unto this day. Now we're going to read this also in the GNT. All right, let's go to verse 27. Over the tomb of his father and his brothers, Simon built a high monument that could be seen from a great distance. It was covered front and back with polished stone. He constructed 7 pyramids, side by side, for his father, his mother, and his 4 brothers. For the pyramids he created a setting of tall columns, of which there were carvings. Some of these carvings were suits of armor, and some were of ships. It was a monument to their victories, which travelers from overseas could visit. And this is great, man. This is amazing. This is just goes to show you the ingenuity, the greatness, right, of Israelites, of Jake in their righteous state. The Most High was dealing with these men, and they really didn't have their own kingdom, This is not when Israel was great, but we still constructed and did great things, It just goes to show you, right? The tomb which he built in Modin is still there today, right? And I got, let's go to the Josephus first also. This is the Antiquities of the Jews, book 13. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, so Simon also erected a very large monument for his father and his brethren of white and polished stone, and raised it a great height, and so as to be seen a long way off, and made cloisters about it, and set up pillars which were of 1 stone apiece, a work it was wonderful to see. Moreover, he built 7 pyramids also for his parents and his brethren, one for each of them, which were made very surprising, both for their largeness and beauty, right? And which have been preserved to this day. And we know that it was Simon who bestowed so much zeal about the burial of Jonathan and the building of these monuments for his relations, right? And that's just a little snippet of the history, right? This is actual history of the Maccabees, right? This is from biblicalarchaeology.org, monumental tombs from the Masolas to the Maccabees. Heroes of Hanukkah, open era of Israelite display tombs, right? So, right, this is the history right here. Modin was nothing but a hick town in the 2nd century BC, about 20 miles northwest of Jerusalem, but it was the ancestral home of the Maccabee family, who led the successful revolt against Seleucid tyrant Antiochus IV Epiphanes. After he desecrated the Jerusalem temple and forbade circumcision and Sabbath observance, Mattathias, the family patriarch, and his 5 sons have earned an indelible chapter in Israelite history, still remembered annually in the in the festival of Hanukkah, the Maccabean forces were led. Now let me skip down. Right, this is what we read. This is the account, First Maccabees 13. Right, and as we just read through what Josephus mentioned as well in the Antiquities. So it says the Maccabean tomb at Modin marked a distinctive departure in Israelite tomb architecture. Until then, Israelite tombs had not featured outward display. Even distinguished Israelites were buried in caves with little outdoor grandeur. Which were cave, and I was right. Sepulchres. That's what a sepulchre is, right? We didn't bury in the earth in a coffin. It was tombs. They call it the tombs. Something like if brothers watched Game of Thrones, right? Right, something like this. They call it crypts, right? A crypt, right? They would have a statue of the people, and under them was where they were buried, right? So pretty much, you had something like that, which it didn't necessarily have to be a statue, but you were in a cave, and you were buried with rocks, sometimes tombs. And the word cryptic means hidden, right? So it says back here, um, the Modin tomb of the Maccabees, however, ushered in a short period of so-called display tombs. Simon transformed a private family tomb, the pre-existing tomb of Mattathias, and his sons Judah and Jonathan into a flamboyant public monument. The Maccabean tomb in Modin made a new kind of statement, right? And because these were great men, you can read about the battles of the Maccabees, the victories. Man, you had all kinds of wars and battles. You had them fighting, huge armies, very well, what is the word? Very well supplied men, skilled men. You had freaking elephants, war elephants, right? That they would fight. You had an angel come down from heaven and give, I believe it was Judas, a sword. All right, you had that happen. So obviously, this man's going to honor that heritage and legacy and make everybody know that passes by. Oh shit, that's the Maccabees tomb right there. Look, there's the ship carvings. There's the battle of this. Right, this is what they went through. This is their victory. Right, don't fuck with these guys. Right. Many of the Israelite display tombs that ensued have survived, and they never failed to impress visitors to Jerusalem. The earliest of these is Jason's tomb in the fashionable Jerusalem neighborhood of Rechavia, which must have been outside the city when the tomb was built in the late 2nd century or early 1st century BC. No, hold on. Yeah, that was pretty much it. You can actually read this. They kind of go into what it may have looked like, and they try to say it looked like it was modeled after something else that was like one of the 7 wonders of the world. Nevertheless, it was a great monument because it said it could be seen from a distance. All right, when you were sailing, right, from a ship. All right, so just a little quick history lesson. Hope you're edified. Kal halalim la Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Shalom.